It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Moments away, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Denver Nuggets. Looking at Denver, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge.
And the Nuggets is the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. And before we get
well, guys, when you
David, thank you as always. And what a team the U.S. put together for that tournament.
And Prez didn't look out of place on it at all. By the time they played Australia in the finals, any doubters that might have won.
Sanders checked in for Jameer Nelson. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Taking a look at the Nuggets, Sanders, he's in at point guard. Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Jokic is out there with Murray. Sanders, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. And how big of a treat was it for Prez to play alongside all the great American players over the summer? Just about the best way to transition to the NBA.
And he was able to help out in their title game win over Australia. But more importantly for Prez, it was the perfect situation to come in and see how best to approach basketball before his rookie year.
Well, the definition of a high percentage shooter, terrific touch by Gorgui Dieng.
Count it, good. Sanders has got 5.
Defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low.
Rubio outside. Not enough on that one as it misses.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Gallinari. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
One thing that Gallinari brings to the table is his ability to line up effectively at either forward spot. Can act as a stretch 4, if you will, with his height and still bother other power forwards. Very efficient shooter at the 4 position when he gets minutes there.
Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Minnesota. Tyus Jones comes in for Levine. And Greg, talking about the advantage of a guy like Gallinari, other fours often don't know how to match up with him, especially with his willingness to attack the hoop on the bounce.
Great point. A big part of the bonus you get from Gallinari is just having the flexibility with lineups. I mean, his coach can mix and match how they deploy him depending upon what team they're facing. And he's also improved his rebounding. I mean, to help play more effectively, I believe, at the 4.
And Sanders, here we go. Here's Nurkic. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And checking out some numbers for Andrew Wiggins. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged about 20 points a game, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. And he's really been pulling his weight. He's had a hand in some big plays here recently.
The Nuggets missed the playoffs for the last 3 seasons, but before that, they'd made the postseason, Greg, for a decade straight.
Yeah, and turnover in the front office and on the coaching staff. They've been very competitive without a true superstar player. They've got some intriguing young talent. Just have to see how it all comes together.
I see you, Prez. Timberwolves trail by 3. It's tipped. Dieng, a screen. Jones kicks to Rubio.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they want to sit him for a while to avoid
presidential
number 3.
party.
And Ricky Rubio is always... Here is Sanders. 14 points from him the last game against Toronto. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Dieng. Then it's Zach LaVine. Then there's Dunn. And it's Bjelica in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Andrew Wiggins' ball handling lagged behind the rest of his game before he came to the NBA. And he's found he can use his size to post up immediately. It's a talent that many players don't develop until they've been in the league for years. Kevin, he's got the footwork, and as his skills develop, he's almost certain to become a superstar.
Sure does. Thanks, D.A. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Levine kicks to Bielitsa. Towns, the pass to Dang. No one covering. Zhang's got his second basket of the game.
Listen, this guy's shooting it well enough these days, is Gorgui Zhang. You might want to run him off his spot and make him put it on the deck.
And that's good for 3 points. Nice shot from Sanders. Timberwolves trail by 7. Done with it. 11-point game his last outing. Sanders with the steal. Here's the 3. They grabbed their own miss. Fareed got it. Good job in the low post. And the Nuggets lead by 9.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Towns the screen. And Zhang kicks to Towns. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Here's Jokic. Can't hit that one. And Minnesota now the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
You know, here's the thing. They played hard. Strategy was solid. They had a couple of lulls, and it really cost them.
And stolen by Dunn. For the 3. Rebounded by Fareed. The Nuggets leading by 7. Sanders dishes to Murray. Back to Sanders. Latre. Sanders missing again. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to Toronto.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And free throws are especially difficult on the road. The crowd noise can affect what you're thinking, and it's a challenge. And it was obviously a challenge they were dealing with.
Feeds to Dunn. With some arc. And Fareed sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Ricky Rubio checked in for Dunn. And then for Denver, Gallinari comes in for Fareed, and it's Gary Harris in for Murray. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Back to Towns. Jokic with the steal. And now the fast break. Prez with the ball. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Levine with it. Picked up by Harris. Levine passes to Bielitsa. Back to Levine. 6 on the shot clock. They get a hand on it. A second chance effort. Towns. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And they've gotten away from the inside game this quarter. It was working.
And so it's a...
All right, come on, guys. Shake it off. We're letting one...
The buildings of downtown Minneapolis all lit up on this lovely changes for Minnesota. Nikola Pekovic comes in for Karl Anthony Towns, and it's Zhang in for Bielitsa. Big group substitution here for Denver. Gallinari, he's checked in for Kenneth Fareed. Young comes in for Wilson Chandler. Sanders checked in for Murray. And Levins is sub in for Jameer Nelson. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Sanders, he's in at shooting guard. Jokic is out there with Gallinari, and it's Young, and it's Levins in at point guard. Here's Dunn. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Doris, you've interviewed so many coaches over the years. Which coaches do you enjoy interviewing the most?
Well, I have to say my classmate, Billy Donovan.
No kidding.
We were both point guards in the class of '87. I like to tell Billy he was the second best one in that class. In fact, I do enjoy.
I bet he enjoys that, too. He's a good man, isn't he?
He is, no question about it. And because he's new to the league, he's not objecting quite yet to the ad nauseum questions we tend to ask over and over.
How about quickly talking with Greg Popovich of San Antonio, which is always a challenge, whether you're calling the game or you're on the sideline?
I want you to understand something. When I am walking over to Greg Popovich, I want you to understand that my heart is pounding. I'm probably really sweating.
No, come on.
And I'm trying not to shake.
Oh, come on. That's against everything you are. I know that. It's always good conversation, though. The Nuggets leading by 9. Here's Sanders. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Sanders has got 15 points.
And I love the shot selection by Perez, playing well within the offense there and burying a lot of buckets in the process.
Barton against Levine. To the inside, Pekovic, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
You know, unfortunately for Pekovic, injuries have really slowed down his career.
So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.